Hi, my name's Fluffy and welcome to my channel. So, I was browsing the internet today and I got to the point of Crave Online. Santa Monica... Fucking menu, fuck off. Santa Monica dev threatens to pull ads over low reviews. The Order 1886. No, I am not going to talk about the game. I don't really give a crap about the game. I'm not going to insult them, but I have standards and the game is low on my list. Yeah, my list of standards includes this, in my mind, because right now, if I want to buy a game, I don't want to play it. I want to abuse it. Not really. I don't want to play for 5 hours, 10 or 20. I really want to abuse this thing up until that I can't do anything about it anymore. A lot of good games are like that. Others are good games as well, but they're not enough for me. Like a game that doesn't have any replayability value is very low on my list. No multiplayer as well, very low on my list. Not moddable games or very hard to mod games are very low on my list. I mean, I want to have them most for the cash. I like for the value, for the cash here. If I spend $60, I want to make sure that that $60 is well spent. These are the list of things that I consider to be really high on my list. Others might be different. Single player games, no replayability, awesome story, awesome visual, and that's it. Like that's what they want. Perfectly understand. I really respect that, but it's really low on my list. But there's a senior combat designer, I mean. He said, the game press is so hateful of games anymore. I just don't think we should buy ads or send them games. So, this video will be some kind of a meta comment type of video that touches a couple of subjects. It took me a couple of times to make this video because first of all, well, let's start with the second thing he says here. Well, Dean Reimer, if I say this right, isn't the best game I've played, by The Order 1886, but it's well made. It's not a 6 out of 10. I'm curious why we even bother sending review copies. Number one, do not ever, 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 ever try to censor reviews or comments. It's not gonna work. It's gonna go against you. You're gonna shit. Like, you're gonna get a ton of shit. Look at Revolution 60 from Brianna Wu. Like, in everywhere she goes, from her Twitter account to... Hell, I didn't even check in her Steam forum if it's active anymore. I'm not even gonna bother looking at it. She turned off the whole fucking thing. There's a whole list of developers that exist that tried to censor comments. It's not gonna work. It's always gonna go against you. Never. It doesn't make any sense to me anyways. It's gonna be way too much work. I mean, if it's not IGN or GameSpot, then that's gonna get a review copy. People like me are gonna get a copy of it, are gonna play it, make a review, go on YouTube, upload it, bam, that's it. Do you really want to go against all those people? Don't bother. It's not going to work. No, really. And then he says about the 6 out of 10 thing here. Like, it looks like to me, I might be wrong here, but either Crave Online, a guy called Jonathan Leake, if that's his name, if I say correctly, or Dean Reimer, I'm not really sure. It looks like Metascore is a high-valued review Metascore type of site. Why the fuck does Metacritic, why does it exist? A couple of things about that. User score, remove it. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not even looking at it. Like, really, hell, I'm not even looking at the website. Even if I was, I wouldn't look at the user score. Look at look at Steam kind of review. Like, hell, when it first came out, you had reviews, bad or good. You had, like, there's a couple of shitty things happening on that. Like, there's even now, like, bad or good doesn't exist. Like, it's not even enough. You can use, like, the funny kind of tag now. I'm not even sure if I can find one really quick. Like, okay, this is stupid. There's one review about Sleeping Dogs, because I'm playing that game right now. It says, misleading titles, there are no dogs in the game. 327 people found this review useful. It's not a review. There's... Fuck you. I don't know what to say. I really don't. Numbers. Why are people, or I would say reviewers, still use numbers? I don't know. It's something that I will never understand. Do these companies or reviewers think people are stupid? You gotta give them numbers because, hey, come on, it's an article. It's 30 minutes of your time here that is worth, what, 60 bucks? If you look at it like that, it could be 60 bucks. Way too complicated, way too long to read. But then again, you're willing to spend 10, 20, 30, 100 hours on a game. But don't spend 30 minutes reading. Oh my god, no, this is way too much work for me. Fuck you. This is something I'll never understand. If those companies think we're too fucking idiots, then they have to put a summary or numbers on their, like, reviews. You know, it doesn't make any sense. And the press being hateful, I don't know. Like what he says here after, it's the game press is so hateful of games anymore. Well, maybe because there's too much of third-person shooters or first-person shooters. Two things on that. Number one, if there's too much, maybe there should be, I don't know, like if you look at a game nowadays, if it's a third-person or first-person shooter, make sure that, first of all, you have a good background of that kind of game. Like if you have a game like Grand Theft Auto. Like it or hate it, Grand Theft Auto 6 that's going to come out, it's going to be great. Or that's what people will think. Because that is it. It does have an history. If you don't have an history, don't do it. Chances are it's not going to work. Or make sure it's fresh and original. Add something new to it. Or just make sure it's good all around. You might have great visuals, you might have great storyline, but if the rest sucks, and I'm not talking about the Order 1886 here. I know it might look like it, because that's what everyone is telling, and I didn't play the game, and I'm not going to do a review of it, because I didn't play the game. From what I heard is great visual, great storyline, combat system, I would say average, full of QuickTime events, where there's a lot of QuickTime events, especially in the cutscenes where you really don't think there's going to be one, and then all of a sudden, bam, you get one, and then you die. So you have to listen to that again, like you don't expect a QuickTime event instead of a cutscene. Stealth system that really needs a lot of work. Like what I'm saying here, you might have good visuals or awesome visuals and awesome storyline, but if the rest sucks, your game sucks. I'm sorry, but don't balance things out here. It has to be perfect all around. With first-person shooters and third-person shooters, that's how it's going to be. If not, don't even bother. It's not going to work. I don't know if publishers or developers think that way, but they should really change it. Then he says about the buying ads. I saw this a lot, and I don't get influenced by it, but it sounds like, well, it looks like a lot of games are getting hyped. Companies exist for marketing, for communication. There's bachelor degrees based on communication here. It really goes into the deep. It's science. Communication is science here. It's not something very simple to do. There's a certain way to to get people to buy your product. A shitty game can have good sales. It did happen before. The game is shit. It's complete crap. It's not good. But for some whatever reason, the game sold like in the millions. It made millions. It did happen before. That's how marketing works. Their job is to make you buy the game, even if it's a complete piece of shit. This needs to stop. The hype needs to stop. But then again, is it possible? Why the hype exists? I don't really know. I never get into it. I always do my homework in the first place. I look at reviews, I watch a couple of videos, I read the whole article, and no, fuck the TLDR, fuck the numbers, I'm not going to look at this. This is way too easy. I want to read it all. I want to know what the person thinks about the game, and not one person, a couple of others. I make sure it's varied as well. That's what I do. Some people, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto 6, bam, they love it, they masturbate on it or something. I don't know what goes through their mind, but people get hyped for nothing nowadays. That seems to be like me, but how do you stop it? I'm not even sure if it's stoppable in the first place. And then they say, well, I mean, he says something about sending games to reviewers, to people that reviews the game. I don't know, but should that be stopped? Let's face it, the gaming industry is very, very, very young. It's at its infancy stage right now. There's no rules. Well, there's no written rules here. There's not even, hell, there's not even guidelines. Look at the review scores. Why would you give 30 out of 100? Why would you give 6 out of 10? A lot of those websites don't even know. They don't even have guidelines on that. Hell, should reviewers get the game before it's being out? Let's face it, we've all heard the rumors. Did GameSpot or any other company, IGN, Digital Trend, got the game, and why did it give a bad, why did it give a bad score? Was it because the developers or publisher didn't give them enough money? We've all heard that before. Like on Metacritic, if you don't have 80, we're not going to give you a $200,000 bonus. We've all heard that before. I don't know if it's true. I don't even fucking care about it. But the thing is, should reviewers get copies before the game is out? I think it should be a good question and it should be something that should be debated. Wow. And the number score, like I said before, why does that exist? I mean, well, the guy says it's not a 6 out of 10. I'm curious why that blah, 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 but it's not the best game. He knows that. But it should deserve better than 6. It is not 6 out of 10. Why? Why didn't you say 5? Why didn't you say 8? It looks like there's a kind of a global standard. If it's 7 to, I would say like 6 seems to be not good enough for him, but 7 would be, I don't know, I'm just making this up here. I don't even where to fucking start with those numbers. Stop it. It should not exist. Metacritic websites should not exist, or they should change the whole thing about their website. They should remove the number thing. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's, I don't know. When I look at a website, Metacritic, and probably a bunch of others, now they're removing it, so I'm not even going to name website names now. But if a website uses a number, I personally think this is what I think about. No, I'm going to restart that. This is what I think of what they think about me. I'm lazy. I'm fucking stupid. I'm an idiot. I don't want that. I want to read the article. That's what I want. Stop putting summaries, pros and cons and numbers and whatever the hell you want to put there. Stop it. The whole article, couple of, I don't know, videos and screenshots. That's it. That's what I need. Hell, just do a video of a review. I don't get it. I mean, what do you guys think about what I've said here? So, rate, subscribe, and comment. And if it's bad, just criticize about it. Just be constructive. Don't be a dick. See you later.